So, why do I think Windows 11 may be the next threat to crypto? Well, first, I've got to tell you a little bit about what happened and what I did. So, I decided to transition my PC from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and I wanted to try it before I was forced to move to Windows 11. And the reason why is because my experience when I went from the last Windows 7 to Windows 10, was that basically if you did everything that they wanted you to do, you were basically put in a position of where it was like trying to go for a jog, a 3 mile run outside with just your bathrobe on, hoping that no one saw your assets. And it just you left you extremely vulnerable. And luckily, I got into Windows 10 early, and was able to find out how to close those vulnerabilities. So I wanted to so I wanted to try it before I was forced to move to Windows 11, um, and try to make things secure. Well, one of the things I know about my PC is that I have 1.5 terabytes of free space on my hard drive, and I didn't need to worry about space. At first, I thought everything was going to be fine until Windows 11 started putting up these blank icons, and I could hardly use anything. And so these icons that I received, like this here, I transitioned back to Windows 10, but all these icons throughout my computer and on my screen and everything looked like this. And this was the message that I got. And it told me that I had to sync with OneDrive when I have like over a terabyte of free space. So what happened was, and why I didn't have that issue with Windows 10 was because I had deleted OneDrive because I knew I didn't need it. The constant request was annoying for me. Everything that was annoying, and I didn't need it. Windows 11, however, does not work that way, and without a OneDrive subscription, basically you might as well say that Windows 11 doesn't work. So, again, what does this have to do with Windows 11, and why does that mean that Windows 11 is unsecure, or at least a threat to crypto? And here's why I say that. If Windows controls your access to your cryptocurrency and your NFTs on your computer, are they still yours? That's really scary. That's a very scary thought. Your art and the things you create are not something that you want to trust to OneDrive, because basically, if you have a copy or whatever, it can be a fight over actually whose it is. You don't need Windows 11 blocking your access from using your NFT, and Windows 11 will block you from being able to access your crypto wallet on your PC, right? Like if you use a Ledger or Ledger Nano, you know that you have to have this app on your computer to be able to connect. Well, Windows 11 will completely block your use of that app. Um, if a copy of your NFT creation is stored on OneDrive and Windows limits your access to your NFT art, is it still yours? So what I'm saying is, anyone who knows anything about NFT creation, before you turn it into an NFT, well, first you've got to do the artwork. Well, if Windows 11 takes possession of that artwork and copies it to or copies it to OneDrive and blocks your ability to access it without a Windows subscription, in other words, Windows then has control over your access to your artwork. Is it still yours, or is it Windows because it controls your access? And then what about NFTs in gaming? Well, when it comes to NFTs or play to earn games, there is a major threat. Most of these games will only run on Windows. They will only run on Windows, and one of those is Gala Games. Gala Games, you cannot play any of these Gala games without without using Windows. So if Windows can block your ability to play Gala games and be able to use your NFTs to play. And this subscription they're talking about, right? So most PCs now have hard drives that are over a gig. In fact, over 1 terabyte. But if you want to have 1 terabyte to the cloud, some people have 2 terabytes. You're paying $70 a year. $70 a year, right? Here we go again. It was the same thing that happened with Microsoft, and when they went to the Word, Microsoft Word, and it went from being able to buy the program to a subscription. You had to pay this massive price. But my point is, with gaming, is they'll lock you out of your game and your browser, and you'll only be able to use Windows Edge. You won't be able to use anything that is not promoted or done by Windows. The people in the crypto area that are creative should not trust Windows with your stuff. Basically, I'm not just talking about NFTs now. I'm talking about people who are just making YouTube content and all this other stuff. If you don't want to be blocked from all of your YouTube content, you're going to have to go somewhere else. Your thumbnails and everything. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to look at getting a Mac. So what is the main takeaway of what I'm trying to say here? Is that crypto will have to move from Windows to Mac and Linux to escape Windows 11 authoritarianism. Windows will lose the spot as the home operating system and become a business, basically become a business operating system. And just like Microsoft Word really isn't being used in homes because people in every household isn't paying $70 a year for Microsoft. That's just stupid, especially when you don't use it that often. And the same thing is going to happen with Windows. People are not going to pay $70 a year just to use Windows. That's stupid. That's not going to happen. Windows will use more of their terms and their services to take possession and authority of what does not belong to a business entity. The government will then use Windows as a way to take possession of crypto and NFTs that may be on your PC. Again, how will the government be able to do that? Because of how Windows will modify its terms of service in the future. Will give Windows the authority to do that. This threat will cause the cryptocurrency and play-to-earn society to move away from Windows. Households do not pay these subscriptions to Microsoft Word. They use other available operating systems like LibreOffice. Many versions of Linux have become available that work great on a home PC. In fact, if you ever look up Linux gaming, there is distros or distributions that work great with Linux gaming. And you can already buy Linux laptops that are pre-installed on the laptop, just like Windows. In fact, you can buy these off of Amazon. And there are many companies that are offering this service of selling laptops with Linux pre-installed. And I will say that, as a person who creates a lot of content and does a little bit of artwork and does some things, either I'm going to have to find, I'm actually looking at, do I need to buy a MacBook? Do I need to buy a MacBook? But I think that no one has really seen yet or noticed the threat that Windows is going to cause to the crypto economy, and especially how the Fed is trying to take your cryptocurrency away from you. They will definitely utilize Windows as a way to do this. I hope everyone takes this seriously, and I hope that people in the crypto industry listen to this warning. Sorry for the bad news, but if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. All right, thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a better day. Bye-bye.